growing up in the Virgin Islands with natural hair. Natural hair has been braids, twists, locks all my life. That's all I know. As you know, I still have locks. But wearing my natural hair has been all that I know. But as I opened my salon and spoke to different clients that wear braids, that's telling me, Lorraine, I have to take these braids out. I have a job interview. Or Lorraine, I have to cut my locks down because my job says it's too long. And
Go check this video out. This is a video, Pennsylvania. The governor of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro, right here. And just look at everybody that you see in this shot. We got sweetness over here, and we got some strong black women up here. Have any idea what this is about? We're about to find out. Josh Shapiro is a Democrat, by the way, if you didn't know. They think he can be president. Kamala didn't pick him as her running mate for some reason. Maybe it's his last name.
do something. I have to cut my locks because of my job. They saying it's unprofessional to have locks, and I'm like, wow. So the experience has been really heartbreaking. But I thank God for the opportunity to be here. And I just want to say, natural hair rock. Like, we are the bomb. We are the bomb. And
You're not the bomb. What the fuck that means? The bomb. People still say that. Natural hair is great. We're going to establish that off top. It's great.
wearing our crown is very important to me. I at this time, I do want to acknowledge Governor Josh Shapiro, and he has been amazing. In the back scene, he don't even know, but we talk about you being president. So yeah.
Oh. That's part of that 92% that voted for Kamala. This that part. Look at all these faces. Yeah. Wow. Sweetness, girl. Take out your censor.
I turn everything over, and I just thank you for being in this tight area, but it's for a perfect cause. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lorraine. You're awesome. Lorraine, thank you. It is a good day. It's good to be with all of you. I want to say to Lorraine and to her entire team, thank you for welcoming us here to this salon in West Philly. And I assume at some point Morgan Cephas will yell out West is best, so I'll just say it for her. Right?
Who said that?
Hughes, I'm not listening to you today. Now, listen, I think what's amazing about this salon is it's not just a place to come in for beauty, for a cut. This is a place for community. This is a place where apparently you guys talk a lot, and this is a place where
you motherfuckers be running y'all goddamn mouths about nonsensical shit. That's what I would have said. Not really, but something to that effect.
the community gets nurtured and folks get to walk in and walk out looking and feeling their absolute best. I think that's noble work. I really do. Making other people feel proud of who they are. And I'm so proud to support the work that you do.
Pride is a
sin. This is important. I think this feeling of pride from our hair salons to our schools, to our places of worship, and everywhere across Pennsylvania. Folks deserve to feel this way. I recall it's just about 3 years ago in my inaugural address when I took the oath of office to serve as your governor. I talked about opening up the doors of opportunity for all Pennsylvanians, focusing on advancing the cause of real freedom, no matter where you are in this Commonwealth.
All right, he fucking just rambling on about nonsensical shit. So this stupid shit is the Crown Act. If you didn't know, basically businesses can't discriminate in hiring or employment because of hair. As if businesses were doing that in the first place. If you're employed and the business comes to you and says, well, we're not going to hire you because of your hair, or you got to cut your hair because this, that, and the other. Okay. I mean, that probably happens, but I seriously doubt it's about your hair. It's most likely about performance and/or the atmosphere that you bring into the workplace. My job that I got to go to tomorrow. Been there 14 years. I wasn't doing the same job. I've done different jobs, this, that, and the other. If they told me tomorrow that I would have to cut my hair in order to continue doing this job, I would do one of two things and one of two things only. I would quit, or I would cut my hair. But what I will not do is try to get fucking laws passed because of the way that I feel about it. Because, you know, how about this? Here's the big thing. I made it, and it's a choice to work there. Ooh. That puts the onus back on me. And what does that mean? That means I volunteered to go by their rules. It's their business. And that means they can change those rules at any time that they see fit. Either I'm going to go by the rules or I'm not. But I'm not going to hold no press conference. I'm not going to try to get legislation passed. I'm out. You don't want me. I don't need to be here. And I'm not going to feel any type of way about it. And that was the whole thing with the civil rights movement. Why the fuck do y'all want to go all up in these people's establishments and sitting at their lunch counters and using their bathrooms and drinking from their water fountain? If they don't want you there, go somewhere else. And with the civil rights movement at the time, black folks, they had their own shit. They had their own restaurants, urinals, lunch counters, banks, businesses. They had their own shit at the time. But this Marxist, Martin Luther King, came around and was like, no, we're going to make these people like us. We're going to get laws passed to make them feel different and embrace us and like us. That shit is crazy to me. It's weird.
To build a Pennsylvania that respects you for who you are, no matter what you look like, where you
Democrats
come from,
giving y'all this,
who you love or who you pray to. That is what we are collectively building here in the Commonwealth. And today, when I sign the Crown Act into law, that will be the next step in making good on that promise of bringing about real freedom for all Pennsylvanians.
So here's what happened in the employment now, which is fantastic. They can, in most states, it's a at-will state, which means they can fire you once they hire you and let you go for no real reason. They could say something as simple as, it's just not a good fit if you're already working there. If you're in the interview process, they can say, we chose another candidate. All it means is that they're not going to say, we didn't hire you because of your hair, because this is what they're presenting. Because it's never that. It's never that. It's called lack of accountability. So I'm watching this story. The young lady applies for a position. She interviews for the position, but the question that she asked shows that she was not really qualified for that position. So the company gave her a lower position with less pay. She automatically attributed it to discrimination and because of her hair. That's what she did. Ma'am, you apply for that position. It doesn't take anybody that's been in business or anything. It doesn't take long. Wait a minute. And they had talks, and I'm sure management had talks and things of that nature. Be like, wait a minute. She applied for this, but she's talking about this. She's not qualified for that. But you know what? At least we can give her this. If you getting hired at McDonald's and you got to question how long the fries got to be in there, maybe you're not qualified to be on fries. I ain't never worked at no McDonald's or no Burger King or none of that. I'll just venture to say you put the fries in the grease for no longer than 2-3 minutes. That's just, and you go higher up the ladder you go, they're gonna know if you're halfway qualified. You probably fudged up your resume. AI might even done it for you.
Just a few moments, I'm going to sign this Crown Act into law, codifying into law a ban on workplace discrimination on the basis of hair texture or hairstyle in our Commonwealth. We will become the 28th state in the country with such an anti-discrimination law on the books, and we will create more opportunities and less barriers for people in the process. Look, we know that this is an issue that disproportionately affects Black
here we go with
Pennsylvanians
these words.
who wear their hair in protective.
Disproportionately marginalized. I mean, it disproportionately affects because that's how your hair is. We gonna go with kudos to natural again. That's always great. But if you're working near a meat grinder, your hair don't need to be hanging down. They told me at work I need to tie my hair up and get it out of the way in order to work around food, or anything like that. Yeah, I do it in a second. It's not a big deal. I tie my hair up at home all the time when I go to sleep. Lounging around the house, tie my hair up, get it out of the way, because it's fucking annoying, but I love it.
Styles like locks and natural braids or twists, and it can manifest itself in a number of different ways. Lorraine spoke about that before, from someone getting fired simply because of how they look, or maybe someone getting passed over for a job because of the way they wear their hair. That's unacceptable, and in a moment it will be illegal. But as you'll hear from Dr. Asamoah and the legislative leaders who are here today, hair discrimination also happens in more subtle ways. And I think it's important that we acknowledge
How
that.
does it happen?
Holding people back from getting that promotion or recognition they deserve just because someone thinks they don't look professional. And for those of you who were here just on the radio, note that I used air quotes around the word professional. According to the Human Relations Commission, just a few years ago, we had 916 complaints alleging racial discrimination based on hair texture and protective hairstyles. It is unacceptable to me that Pennsylvanians have to feel like they choose between who they really are and a job maybe that they really want to pursue. That is not okay. But with the Crown Act, I hope more Pennsylvanians know that here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, their government has got their backs. Now, if they endure discrimination based on who they are or what they look like or how they wear their hair, they will be fully protected under the non-discrimination laws here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Look, this is a big deal, and I want to give credit where credit is due to the strong leadership of Speaker Joanna McClinton. And of course, Representative Latasha Mays. And listen, they worked on this for 6 years. There's a lesson in that. You got to work hard in life to get things done that you care deeply about. And I want to be clear, without them pushing this, we would not be here today. I want you to consider the broader point here.
You don't understand how silly that fucking sound. They worked on this for 6 years. So they were employed for 6 years to work on this. I'm sure it's not solely for that, but this is clown world. This is clown world. And judging by who's in the shot, I'm not going to just bring attention to it. They bringing up the next generation to have this victim mentality. What the fuck is wrong with just going in because you already agreed to their rules and regulations? What's wrong with just doing that? If you have a concern, go to them with a concern, but also have a solution at the same time. Because otherwise you're just bitching and whining and complaining. And then you have the ear of these virtue signaling Democrats to where they get these laws passed that don't mean shit. That don't mean they not gonna hire you because of your hair. That don't mean they not going to fire you because of your hair. That don't mean none of that shit. If you like this video, comment on the video, share this video. This is Mr. Info 5000, Mr. Info 5000.